entire. You must trust me. I have one piece of advice, and you must follow it without question. You must stop listening to this and go straight to the end of the story. I don't know, this may be 4 minutes long, 5 minutes, I don't know. Just get to a point to where this story isn't. Do so without listening to any other paragraphs, or me say anything else. Please, trust me, do it now. What happens next is entirely your fault. You failed the test and now you're in danger. I didn't want to tell you all this. They made me say it. They took control of my body. I can't help. I'm trying, I'm fighting for you guys, but there's nothing I can do. Whatever happens, you must not stop listening. And you must listen to my instructions very carefully. Keep listening until I tell you otherwise. And when I tell you otherwise, do exactly as I say. For if you do not listen to this exactly how I tell you, and do as I tell you, you're going to die. Do you hear me? You're going to die! Listen carefully. I'm just going to be saying a few more sentences after this, and you must skip after it. Skip whatever I have to say. Whatever you do, you must not listen to any more. This is your one chance to redeem yourself for not trusting me earlier. Please, I'm begging you, just skip everything else, go to the end, and act like this never happened. But you had to do it, didn't you? Yeah, they knew you would. Nothing you do now will make any difference. If there are people you love, call them. Tell them whatever people that their loved one, when they know that they're going to die. Settle any scores. Beat up your enemy. And call your loved one. Call that girl you've had a crush on and tell her that you love her. For you won't be around for that much longer. Might as well get it done while you can. Make your final arrangements. Because from this moment on, you will stay alive only as long as you can stay awake. The next time you fall asleep will be your last. They're watching you. They're listening to you. And they'll wait for you. And when you fall asleep, they'll come for you. You should have trusted me. If you skipped everything I said above, you've done well. But your troubles are not over. For placing your trust in me, and at the second asking, you've given yourself a chance to live. This is what you need to know. They're watching you. They're listening to your thoughts, and they're waiting for you to make a mistake. When you do, they'll come for you. To stay alive, you must draw the blood from someone you love. A drop. That's all they want. And place your tongue on it. Seriously, that's all they want. Just do it right now. Do it as fast as you can before they can get a hold of you. That's what they need. They're inside you right now, and they're waiting. If you're between waking up and falling asleep, you fail to deliver the blood of a loved one, you will never wake up again. Follow this advice and never go back. Trust me. If you skip the story, good job. Never ever rewind this video. For once you do, you'll have to deal with whatever they had to deal with above. I congratulate you for actually putting your faith in me. If you followed my advice, congrats. You get the gift of life, and not the eternal suffering in hell, and the release of death. On any night with a crescent moon, open Winamp, iTunes, or any other music program you might have on your computer that has a shuffle setting. Empty your mind, and keep clicking the forward button. If you're rather unlucky, a song called I'm Your Problem Now.mp3 will start playing. For the first minute, it will be completely silent. Close your eyes when the scream starts, and do not open them for any reason. Horrible imagery will flood your mind, of corpses and unimaginable evil. Whether it be horrible mutilation of pregnant women, infants being taken advantage of at an extremely young age, the devil and demons torturing people for eternal suffering in hell. Do not open those eyes. This will happen at a full 7 minutes of this song. This horrible symphony of screams and sounds will just keep continuing and pounding away at you. If you make it through those torturous 7 minutes, you will wake up on a bench in a deserted Greyhound station. A faceless man at the other end of the station will offer you a cigarette. If you don't accept it, your eyes will open, the song will be gone, and no time will have passed. If you choose to accept it, however, This man will divulge you the secrets of life. After you're done smoking, take the ticket out of his pocket and board the bus coming into the station. You'll awake back in your house, and exactly 12 minutes will have passed since you started listening. The problem is that anyone who has survived the song goes insane from the information that they just learned. Man, what a price. But is it worth it? Be warned, should you succeed, through any polished surface, should it be a mirror, wood, or your window, hell, it could even be your cell phone. Or maybe even your window. Maybe that door. Hell, even something as basic as a bedstand. Because your reflection will never leave you, and it'll always be watching you. There is a way that you can bring back a loved one after death. I wouldn't really recommend it, though. Death is final, and cheating it always leads to very bad results. But you'll want to know anyway, so, well, here you go. Go to the cemetery that your loved one is buried in. Yes, this only works for those that have been buried. There's probably another method for cremation or something, but I don't really know it. Make sure you take with you the one object that is most important to you. The emotion from this object, this sacrifice, this intense feeling will provide you with your power. Take it to the plot of your loved one and bury it over their grave. You don't have to go very far, so don't worry about running into the slab or anything. Before you cover up the hole with your object, don't forget to add a few drops of your own blood onto it. This imbues the ritual with your own life essence and draws them in. Then comes the final steps. Take a small handful of dirt from where you buried your object and swallow it. Disgusting, but necessary. Make sure you don't spit it out or vomit it up. Make it a way to keep it down. Don't mix it with anything. It needs to be pure. That creates the link between you and where you need to go. After that, get yourself as comfy as you can and fall asleep upon the grave. If everything is done correctly, and you're lucky, you won't be arrested for trespassing in a graveyard. You'll awake to find yourself standing at the gate of a graveyard. It will be dim, foggy, and you'll notice a lack of color in this drag place. You'll see that there seems to be people wandering around the gravestones. Exactly how many and what they'll look like will depend on the cemetery you want. But I've never heard of a location not having at least a few dozen wandering around. Whatever you do, you need to stay away from them. These are the shades of those left behind from failed rituals, or weak spirits drawn from the surrounding area to the power of your blood and your object. Even if you recognize some of them, even if it's your best friend and you didn't come there to save him, do not go near them. They're little more than instinct now, and desire one thing above everything else: life. They want another chance to live, and crave nothing more. Even if the shade's mind is so far gone, it doesn't even recall why. And if one catches you, it will try to steal that life away from you. They may notice you, or they may not. If they do, evade them. It shouldn't be too hard, as the reflexes and control are not nearly as sharp as they used to be. Avoid them and look for your loved one. The person may be at their grave or wandering the walkway. You may even find them hiding, terrified of the scene before them. When you finally see your loved one, stop. Don't go near them yet. Call out the person's name and wait. If the response seems genuine, everything's going as planned. If the response is delayed, quiet, distant, or not even present, then hold on. Ask from a distance, what was the one thing that person hated in life? As these shades progress and their minds dwindle to nothing, one of the first things to go are the memories of the things they hated in life. Any bad memory that makes life seem terrible would slip away to be replaced by that deep desire to return to the living. If your loved one's answer seems legitimate, take their hand and pray you weren't wrong. Because if you are, you may find yourself as a replacement shade wandering this foggy graveyard. Be aware that their hand will be cold, freezing. It will be like grasping solid ice, but never let go. Even if your hand starts going numb and your fingers turn black, do not let go. After feeling that rush of life, touching their hand, and immediately losing it moments later, your loved one may not be able to resist the urge to take it all from you. Take your loved one and go back to the gates, avoiding other shades if you can. More of them may notice you now as your living body is connected to the realm via your lost loved one. Be quick, be decisive, be agile, and do not let go of your loved one's hand. Should you make it and step through the gate of the cemetery, you'll find yourself back in the living world. However, this time, your loved one will have rejoined you at your side, still clutching your hand. To the rest of the world, it will seem like your loved one went on a long trip somewhere and recently came back. Nobody will be able to recall where it was or what they did there. Nobody except you or your loved one. But they will be happy to see the person's return. After this, I suggest that you never stay in one place for too long. Keep moving and keep roaming. The more random, the better. The moment you start to see the sickly pale look come across your loved one's face, or the bit of decay that may start forming on your skin, move. Death hates to be cheated, and if he catches up to you and your loved one, he'll make sure that you both feel every bit of the rotting sickness that will build up in your bodies until your loved one once again falls to the grasp of death and returns to the cemetery. This time, however, they won't be alone. You will be joining them. Maybe you'll get lucky though. Maybe someone might make this journey for you. They'll take your hand and drag you back to the world of the living, only for it all to start once again.